There's a bolt behind the passenger seat of a Miata that most owners never touch. And when a mechanic finally shows them what it's hiding, they usually go quiet for a second. Because it's not a defect. It's proof that Mazda spent 30 years solving a problem nobody else in the industry even tried to solve: how to make a car disappear underneath you. That's the story of the 2026 MX-5. Not the numbers. The obsession. On paper, this generation insiders call it ND3 doesn't look dramatic. Same 2.0-liter engine. Same 181 horsepower it's had since 2019. But underneath that familiar shape, Mazda quietly rewired how the car talks to its driver. A new differential. A reworked steering rack. And a stability system that, for the first time, lets the rear end move before it steps in. Here's why that matters more than it sounds like it should. This car weighs 2,366 pounds. That's nearly 450 pounds lighter than a Toyota GR86. In a world where every new sports car keeps getting heavier, more batteries, more speakers, more airbags, Mazda went the other direction on purpose. Aluminum hood. Aluminum fenders. A trunk lid you could probably lift with 2 fingers. But lightness has a price. And that's where the ownership story actually starts. Talk to enough long-term owners and one complaint surfaces again and again: highway noise. Above 65 miles an hour, the cabin gets loud enough that conversations turn into shouting matches. Thin floor pans, minimal sound deadening the same lightness that makes this car feel alive on a back road, makes it exhausting on a 6-er interstate slog. And that's not the only daily life surprise. There's no glove box. None. The only lockable storage is a small bin behind the seats, and the cup holders aren't even fixed in place. They're removable, and depending on where you put them, they either eat your passenger's legroom or your elbow. Owners who buy this car expecting normalker conveniences learn fast that Mazda cut every gram it could, including the gram a glove box would have cost. But here's what surprised owners after the honeymoon period ended: the car does something in first gear that nobody warns you about. Lift off the throttle below 2,000 RPM in first or second gear, and the car bucks. Almost like a mild hiccup through the drivetrain. It's not a malfunction, it's the combination of short gearing, a dual-miss flywheel, and anti-stall programming, all fighting for control at low RPM. Mechanics will tell you it's harmless. But if you don't know it's coming, it feels like something's wrong the first time it happens. That sounds like a flaw. Mechanics see it differently. The Skyactiv engine underneath all of this has one of the cleanest reliability records of any modern four-cylinder. No systemic internal failures. The real wear items are boring, predictable things: carbon buildup on the intake valves after 70,000 to 100,000 miles, which just needs a walnut-list cleaning. And hydraulic engine mounts that start leaking around 50,000 miles, which show up as a faint vibration in the shifter before anything serious happens. This is a car that tells you it's aging before it actually breaks. That's part of why the 5-year cost to own sits around $39,000 for the base trim, remarkably low for a rear-wheel drive sports car. Depreciation is gentle. Insurance is reasonable. The only real financial sting is premium fuel, and even that gets offset by mileage that regularly beats the EPA sticker: 36 miles per gallon at a steady 75 on the highway, when the window sticker only promises 34. Now here's where most reviews stop. This is where ownership actually begins. There's a known weak point in the air conditioning system, an aluminum low-pressure line that can crack near its mounting bracket from engine bay vibration. When it goes, refrigerant vents out, and in bad cases, condensation ends up soaking the passenger carpet. Mazda issued a revised line with a flexible strain relief section to fix it. If you're buying used, this is worth asking about directly. And the convertible top has its own quiet trap. Behind the seatbelt towers sit 2 drain tubes with foam check valves, designed to funnel rainwater out from under the soft top. Leaves and debris clog them constantly. When that happens, water backs up into the rear deck instead of draining soaking carpet, and in the worst cases, rusting the quarter panels from the inside. The fix is almost embarrassingly simple: an annual pass with a flexible wire brush. Most owners who skip this step find out the hard way. Compare this to its closest rivals, and the picture sharpens. The GR86 and BRZ hit harder on paper, more horsepower, more torque, but they carry real risk of oil starvation during hard right-hand cornering on track, something the Miata's Dreisimplike stability simply doesn't suffer from. The new hybrid Prelude promises better efficiency and more low-end torque, but it's front-wheel drive, heavier, and lacks the rear-drive balance enthusiasts actually buy this segment for. Now the myth that refuses to die. Many shoppers assume this car needs a turbocharger to be taken seriously. But the data tells a more complicated story. At 2,366 pounds, the naturally aspirated 181 horsepower engine gets to 60 in about 5.5 seconds, competitive with cars boasting far bigger numbers because there's simply less mass to move. Power to weight, not raw power, is the whole philosophy of this car. So which one should you actually buy? Skip the base sport trim. It misses the limited slip differential and the Bilstein dampers that make this car feel properly sorted. The sweet spot is the club, in soft-top manual form Bilsteins, strut brace, asymmetric LSD, Bose audio, heated seats, all around $34,000 paid. Save the $4,500 Brembo package unless you're tracking the car seriously. That money is better spent on aftermarket sway bars if body roll bothers you. On model years, avoid 2016 and early 2017 manual cars, unless there's documented proof the transmission was already replaced under warranty. Those early gearboxes had a genuine gear tooth durability issue that Mazda didn't fully resolve until later production. From 2019 onward, that problem essentially disappears. So who is this car actually for? Not the family that needs trunk space. Not the driver chasing back of temperature horsepower numbers. This is for the person who wants to feel every ounce of a road again, who's willing to trade a glavobox and a quiet cabin for a car that talks back through the steering wheel every single mile. Nobody builds cars like this on purpose anymore. Mazda still does. And that, more than any spec sheet, is why owners keep coming back to it.